So this is the scene for the Hitchhiker's Guide. So the buttons, there's actually just one button element. And that button element is just an extremely simple cylinder with a bevel around the top. Now, to make all the buttons, I have two array modifiers. So the array modifiers have a constant offset that I measured and just create a certain number horizontally and vertically, and I just adjust the count. And I made sure to line these up with the holes I'd put inside the surface using booleans. Now in order to get the different textures on top of the buttons, I have a shader that takes in an image that has a whole bunch of alien letters. Let me see if I can view that. No, it doesn't look like I have it on hand. Anyways, it's basically just a horizontal strip with a bunch of letters. And I've mapped it by scaling it and adjusting the location. So right here, I have the texture coordinate going into the mapping node. And the mapping node has a location. Now this location adjusts where the UV coordinates are pulling from. So if I slide the X over, we can see it moving back and forth across the button. And if I slide the Y coordinates, we can see it moving up and down. So the basic idea is that with UV mapping, the top surface of the button, this circle here, fills up most of the space. And the rest of the button is just kind of spread around the sides. So as I move the image left and right across the surface, using the UV coordinates, it'll also move on top of the button. So in order to get it to be in the right position, okay, that's actually left over from when I was trying something else that didn't work. But basically I set it up so it'd be about approximately just one symbol, and then inside the settings for the array modifiers, you can adjust the UVs. So if I didn't have this UV offset, we'd see the exact same buttons all the way horizontally. And if I didn't have the UV offset here, we'd also see the same buttons. And actually I said wrong in the Reddit comment, I didn't adjust the vertical offset at all, only the horizontal offset. And that's what causes these lines of the same symbols across. But I figured because it's just a really quick shot, nobody would notice, and it'd be better to do it as quick as possible. So my preferred way to do it, what I would have liked to do, would be to have an input with object info and get a random value. And my initial plan was to have a random value and do some math on the random value to try and get totally random symbols across each button. But with the array modifier, it's just one object, and it seemed like it'd be a bit more trouble than it was worth.